Yet another 1v1 in round 3 of the KO2 $1,000 tournament. This particular game is between Cruzz and Alexander.
We got a rifle squad.
Remember the name. Cruzz playing as U.S. forces in the west base, Alexander playing as Over Commando West in the east base. Rear echelon troops making their way out of the base to some of these strategic points, and we're already going to have an engagement between the rear echelons and the SWS half-track there. But it is pulling back now, or just repositioning a little bit. Making its way over towards the central house. Meanwhile, the rear echelon troops will move towards the munitions point in the north. We do have double Volksgrenadier start from Alexander. We have an extra rear echelon troop squad being produced by Cruzz, followed up by two riflemen. And Cruzz spreading himself out quite widely here in the initial phase of the game.
Rifle squad ready for action. Ground's ours. Crowd's got us pegged.
Riflemen closing into short range on those Volksgrenadiers. They do take one model loss on approach, but they should easily beat these Volksgrenadiers at this range. SWS half-track is moving up to attempt to push to assist these Volksgrenadiers in destroying them, and Cruzz will be forced to retreat. Rear echelon troops will finish taking the victory point here in the north before they are also forced away. Meanwhile, here in the center, riflemen taking up a position in this house. The stern pioneers are going to engage them from position in green cover before actually repositioning to take the fuel. Riflemen will also reposition to grab the victory point. Rear echelon troops have actually circled around to grab the strategic point to avoid being forced away by the Volksgrenadiers. The other rear echelon troop squad is grabbing this victory point in the south, and we also have a third squad of riflemen being produced, in addition to a third squad of Volksgrenadiers also hitting the field. Volley fire being activated on those stern pioneers, and they were caught reloading as well. They are suppressed before they can make it into green cover. Cruzz is now going to close the gap. Volley fire buff has not ended yet. He may pin them. Yes, he does. Stern pioneers get pinned, and they will be forced to retreat. Almost no damage sustained by Cruzz in that engagement because of the stern pioneers being forced to reload their weapons on approach. Meanwhile, riflemen circling around in the middle and north. These riflemen closing into short range against these Volksgrenadiers, forcing them to retreat. Stern pioneers making their way up, and Cruzz will be forced to retreat before sustaining any model losses there. These riflemen will take the fuel. These Volksgrenadiers grabbing the munitions. These riflemen grabbing the various stuff over here on the left. And engagements continue here on the right side. As for the Over Commando West player, Alexander has actually gone Mechanized Regiment headquarters. That is the first time we have seen a Mechanized Regiment opening from an Over Commando West player. Hopefully it'll work. It actually gets countered extremely hard by Captain Tier, which it looks like is what Cruzz is going to do. He's purchased 4 rifleman squads instead of going for a quick lieutenant, as is so common. Usually you are pressured into a lieutenant by a quick Kuba wagon, but Alexander has not purchased one because it doesn't perform that well on this map. And getting a Kuba wagon also kind of sets back your initial Puma, if that's what you plan on doing. Grenade going out. Nice dodge by Cruzz. Very nice grenade dodging in this tournament so far. None of the players I've been casting just kind of sit around tanking grenades, except for Reglings, because he's an idiot noob. Needs to L2P. Folks Grenadiers and Riflemen squaring off at range. The Riflemen are outnumbered. At this medium range, they should have an advantage, though. But it looks like Cruzz is going to disengage. Can't really win that. Meanwhile, Stern Pioneers forced away some rear echelon troops here in the center. And we do indeed have Captain Tier from Cruzz. I think that
Grab your shit and follow me.
he just assumes his opponent must have gone Mechanized Regiment headquarters since he doesn't see the battle group headquarters in an aggressive position. Either that or he was planning to go Captain from the start to help him with the looks rush. Captain Tier is actually quite effective on this map. So
Has arrived on the
we'll see. I think Alexander's getting countered before this unit even hits the field, to be honest. I think it's really going to struggle. We do have one Rifleman squad with access to AT grenades, as well as the Captain squad himself. If we take a look at Cruzz's base upgrades, he has purchased none yet. No ambulance yet either. Half-Track has an extremely limited time to have a dramatic impact before that Captain starts bullying it off the field. Not to mention his house pretty much renders it irrelevant. He's getting super aggressive too. If he gets too close to that building and the Captain hops inside, he could take a nasty bazooka volley. He is setting up within bazooka range. The Stern Pioneers are retreating now. Captain is moving to get into the house. Meanwhile, Riflemen are taking the strategic point. Bazooka's firing. Oh, but they just fired at infantry. That or just missed. Also, my game just froze. There we go. That bazooka shot connected. Riflemen, meanwhile, in the north successfully force all Folks Grenadiers up here away. There is one more squad here, but I don't think it'll be able to win an engagement against these Riflemen without tossing a grenade. Meanwhile, a grenade just got tossed at the building. Didn't work. The bazooka is now vet 1 after landing several bazooka shots on that flag half-track. It just can't do anything with that Captain there, especially not within range of that building. Meanwhile, oh, Jaeger Light Infantry deployed, forcing that 3-man Rifleman squad away. So we do have Scavenge Doctrine chosen by Alexander. Jaeger, what am I trying to say? Scavenge Doctrine is quite common to see in conjunction with the Mechanized Regiment headquarters because Jaegers can supplement your light vehicles quite nicely. Since you delay your Obersoldaten so much later in the game when you get a light vehicle first, you pretty much need those Jaegers to bridge the gap until they arrive, and then they don't perform that well. Nasty bazooka volley. If he got an AT grenade off, he might have even destroyed that thing. Fortunately, he does pull back just in time, giving so much free vet to that Captain, which granted doesn't do that much. Still struggling for territory here.
What the hell am I
They got us zeroed in here!
Green as green can be. Well, grab your shit and follow me. All done over here.
Crowd's got us pegged!
Riflemen engage Folks Grenadiers, they get forced away. Stern Pioneers taking the munitions point in the north. Flak half-track has been repaired and is making its way up to the north to try and defend this territory. Hopefully it'll have a little bit more success defending the north rather than trying to make these assaults through the middle and south. Meanwhile, Cruzz has finally purchased an ambulance and will be healing up here in the base. Rifleman squad gets caught by the flak half-track there. The other 2 rifle squads flanking around through the center. Folks Grenadiers taking the strategic and victory points there. Meanwhile,
Awaiting orders.
we have BAR upgrades being purchased in the headquarters, and Cruzz purchases a ton of BARs on his rear echelon troops rather than riflemen for some reason. I guess he does get 1 on his rifleman though. And he still hasn't chosen a commander, even at 4 command points, which is pretty interesting since a lot of his commander features are available at 4 command points or earlier. In fact, almost all of them. This particular loadout. Flak half-track getting a little bold here, but the Captain is taking a lot of model losses from those Jaeger Light Infantry. 1 bazooka just got dropped. No chance of that being recovered low with this giant super VOD moving up, and the flak half-track has no way of participating in this engagement. It's taking way too much damage, and there is still a bazooka in this blob, not to mention the possibility of more anti-tank rifle grenades. Everything is being forced to retreat. He does have some screening infantry and cover here, giving his flak half-track a chance to escape. However, Cruzz is rapidly losing map control because he's kind of blobbing a little bit, and that is costing him the south, and also hurting his ability to harass the north. And he's beginning to have trouble keeping up with these Jaeger light infantry, kind of sniping models and bleeding them from a distance. Ooh, nasty damage on that Stern Pioneer squad, though. An AT gun has also been purchased, and that will definitely help against the flak half-track as well. Jaeger light infantry almost getting wiped, but they do retreat just barely in time. Volksgrenadiers doing what they can. Jaegers engaging from a distance. Cover here. Cruzz again kind of boxed in to his existing territory a little bit. Needs to spread out and harass if at all possible, but it looks like his opponent's hold on the center is also faltering. That being said, the flak half-track has been fully repaired. He has some squads here in the base, rapidly getting reinforced. Cruzz making his way into another push here in the center. Jaegers taking up a position in this building. These squads taking heavy damage. Volksgrenadiers engaging them as well. We also have riflemen trying to grab the strategic point. Cruzz making a split push for the north, however. He is pretty much unopposed. The flak half-track is setting up to defend this fuel. And unfortunately, it looks like the captain is about to walk right into it, potentially suppressing him quite rapidly, rendering him unable to fire back. Suppressed. And immediately forced to retreat. Nice positioning on that flak half-track. And there are Jaegers and Stern Pioneers in his retreat path, but he just totally fucked that up. I can't believe he didn't chase that. That was an easy squad wipe. That was an easy squad wipe. Unbelievable. Instead, he sent his Stern Pioneers up here to counter-harass these riflemen. I think that was definitely a mistake. Getting that captain off the field would be huge. Especially since I don't think Cruzz has even tech bazookas. No, he has not. Relying entirely on the captain's bazookas. That being said, Cruzz desperately fighting for map control at this point. He really needs to field something. I'm surprised, honestly, that he hasn't fielded a Stuart. A Stuart is the easiest and hardest counter to the flak half-track that I can think of. Pretty much always get a huge return on investment for purchasing it because it can just easily take out that flak half-track, and then you can pretty much do whatever you want with it for the rest of the game. Since that's really its only job, but it's an important job and one that his captain has failed to accomplish. And his map control is just awful. Somebody in chat says he's probably waiting for M10's bulldozers. It's plausible. Cruzz hasn't chosen a commander yet. Could certainly go armor at this point. Airborne would probably not be that great considering he went lieutenant and captain. So he doesn't really stand to benefit from the paradrop for tech skipping. Oh, there it is, armor company. So yep, he didn't go recon either. I kind of was suspecting recon company at the beginning of the game. Thought maybe he was going to go for some canister rounds with the M8, but instead he chose armor company. So both games where I have cast U.S. forces that we've seen armor company. VARs firing on those Jaegers. They're taking heavy damage. They might get wiped if he doesn't react. There we go. AT grenade baited successfully by that thing. There's an M10 being fielded to try and take out that flak half-track. Bulldozer could be hitting the field quite soon as well, especially if he gets a nice XP boost from destroying that flak half-track over there, which he's going to very easily since there's nothing over there that can support it. Stern Pioneers may wipe that rifle squad while he's busy microing his M10. It looks like he noticed at the last possible minute and he didn't chase again. There we go. finally pays attention. A Puma is being fielded just barely in time, and the M10 actually missed its shot against that flag half-track. This could be disastrous, especially if it misses its next shot, which it does, but the Puma misses its shot as well, and fortunately, screening riflemen arrived to damage the Puma's engine. The M10's not done yet. It wants to go back in. Particularly, it really wants to take out that flag half-track, but it's too far gone. It wants to take shots at that Puma. Shot does connect. Puma will get another shot off, though. Here it comes. Oh, but it bounces on the M10's frontal armor, and boom, there goes the Puma. M10 wins that engagement despite how incredibly close it was, thanks to that incredibly lucky bounce. And no Panzerschreck being sent over there to punish this either, despite that M10's derpy pathing right there. It looks like it's going to get away. Oh, and it crushes a full Jaeger light infantry squad. And then he retreats his Volksgrenadier squad out of fear of it getting crushed, instead of taking the shot and trying to finish off the M10. Wow. Alexander is just really blowing it here. He messed up. He messed up big time. Cruzz's blob has reconstituted itself on the left side and is forcing away all of Alexander's infantry. These Volksgrenadiers don't stand a chance against that VAR squadron in particular. Cruzz does not have grenades yet, so he doesn't have a way of easily forcing his opponent out of that building. So his map control is still not as good as it could be, but at the very least he has taken out his opponent's Puma. A second Puma is being fielded now, but that's going to really set Alexander back for fuel. He still has no tier 4, which means no Obersoldaten, no Panthers. If he keeps on relying on Puma spam, he's going to fall way behind. He's not going to stand a chance. The M10 is moving up, takes a shot from the Puma. Here comes a shot from a Panzerschreck. That M10 is toast. The Puma is chasing, I think. No, it's not. Panzerschreck is chasing though. Okay, now the Puma's chasing. Oh my goodness, Alexander, that was an easy win for you. That M10 just fucked up so bad. Like,
Reconnaissance vehicle ready.
Alright. Stern Pioneers salvaging this Puma. Get engaged by riflemen here in this green cover position. Jaeger Light Infantry grabbing the victory point here in the north, and is now moving up to the munitions as well. Repairs going up on the M10. AT gun is in a position here. Ambulance is in a position in the center as well. Somewhat dangerous to put ambulances near ambient buildings against scavenge commander. BAR rear echelons making their way forward. AT gun's gonna have to reposition, and the map is splitting now vertically rather than horizontally as Cruzz harasses the south simultaneously with Alexander harassing the north. The M10 has been fully repaired and making its way back towards this area, but the Volksgrenadier blob is going to be problematic. Takes a shot at the building. A couple of Panzerschreck shots miss and bounce, so the bulldozer is still in pretty good condition. Takes another shot at the building. Fortunately, does not destroy it. This particular house model. Oh! Okay, there's the lottery win Cruzz was hoping for, but unfortunately it looks like he lost a full squad of VARs here, and then oh no, they made it away. Puma moving up. Oh, nice move by that Puma. Again, I think spamming Pumas too hard is dangerous, but against Armor Company, looks like he thinks that it's worth the risk. That M10 is getting stuck on that building. Destroyed engine, it goes down too. So despite that bulldozer taking out a full Volksgrenadier squad, ultimately those Pumas proved too much for Cruzz, and he's now going to be in a lot of trouble, having spent a lot of armor or resources on Armor Company call-ins, and he's now faced with the impossible choice of calling in more M10s or trying to figure something else out. His ambulance has been destroyed by Volksgrenadiers here. His AT gun has been decrewed, has been reduced to only 5 squads. Not looking too good for him. That being said, fortunately Puma spam can be overcome by a bazooka blob. And he does have 280 munitions. He can also just drop some RNG bombs and pray for the best. Bazooka blob might be a good call at this point. Bazookas are very effective against Overcommando West light vehicles, especially Pumas. So it's probably his best bet when there's 3 Panzerschrecks, with 3, 4, and 5. The Jaegers are the only real threat to bazooka squads. But he's extremely behind. And he just called in another M10. I think that's a mistake. Against 2 Pumas, it just doesn't stand a chance, as we've seen, especially when it's doing dumb pivoting and pathing stuff. He's just going to have to utilize it perfectly, and even then he's going to have to rely on his opponent to make some crucial mistakes. Map control looking awful. Scavenger artillery getting dropped on the M10. 2 Panzerschrecks also connect. Has to pull back immediately. The AT gun does get clear. The bazookas in this house are firing on the Puma. A couple shots connect, dealing light damage. Pumas do get clear in the end. Scavenger artillery ultimately isn't going to hit anything, so that's quite an expensive munitions expenditure by Alexander there to accomplish effectively nothing. Scavenger artillery got nerfed at one point. It used to be ridiculously overpowered, and now it isn't really very good at all, to be honest. Captain's trying to close in for some shots on the flak half track, but he just can't get there. Cruzz is now to 350 munitions. Again, he could drop these this artillery barrage somewhere and just hope to like one-shot a Puma or something. But I guess he just hasn't found the opportunity to do that yet. He also has not called in any assault engineers, which is a pretty powerful feature of Armor Company. Demo charges in particular are just devastatingly powerful, so now might be a good time to bring that in and hope for some good demo charge squad wipes. Since his enemy is so light on infantry, and clearing some of these Vet 5 Volksgrenadier squads off the field could go a long way to bringing him back into this game. Again, Alexander does not have tier 4 yet, but he probably will soon, unless he gets another light vehicle, which I think would be pushing it. I don't think it's necessary. There's now a second M10 on the field, so that might level the playing field a little bit against his Pumas. Pumas and M10s are pretty even match. I think Pumas are overall better, but the M10, as we saw before, does have that 1 in a million chance of bouncing a Puma shot. Pumas look like they want to hunt that M10 down, but the second M10 is moving up to support. We also have an AT rifle grenade capable squad there. Captain also taking up a position in that house. Nice usage of attack ground, goes straight through the bush and connects perfectly. This next shot could do it. It needs to aim perfectly. Oh, but it missed. So close. Second M10 getting repaired. M10 here moving up to take shots on that flak half-track, forcing it to reposition. M10 really wants to take out that Puma. There it is. Oh no, main gun destroyed! And then Panzerschreck blob takes the M10 out. Cruzz was obviously hoping to trade evenly there. He's dropping RNG bombs. Hopefully he'll get a crazy long shot or destroy. Oh, that was way off target. That didn't do anything. Wow, he is just not getting the lottery wins that he needs to win this. He's driving now into his own artillery blast zone. M10 shot missed. Oh dear. He's going in deep. Shrek shot missed, but aimed shot from the Puma disables the M10's turret, and ultimately just couldn't work any miracles there. His infantry, however, are doing what they can in the north, but Cruzz knows that he really stands no chance of winning it after sustaining that many losses and failing to take out those Pumas. Sadly, his M10s failed him, and so did his RNG bombs, as they tend to sometimes. Well played, Alexander.